And that's definitely what happened, and that's the reason why Christianity spread, because the Holy Spirit did come into them, into Jesus' disciples. Does anybody know when did the Holy Spirit enter the lives of the disciples? Yes.
Pentecost.
Okay, Pentecost. Does anybody know what Pentecost means?
They were hiding. Go ahead.
Anybody for the participants? No? Okay, I'll give you a clue. Pentecost comes from the word penta. Anybody know what penta means? Five. So it has to do with it has something to do with the number 5, and it means actually 50 days after Jesus rose from the dead. Because as you know, when he resurrected, he stayed on earth for 40 days right before he went up to heaven. So after he went to heaven, 10 days later, so that's 50 days, that's when Pentecost happened. And during that time, the disciples were together with Mary and Jesus' family and other disciples. And then all of a sudden when they were praying, a great wind blew in the door and tongues of fire came in and, stayed on top of their heads. And that's when they suddenly were filled with the Holy Spirit. And then they went out and then proclaimed Jesus, Jesus, the risen Lord. He is the life and everything. They spread the good news. They were on fire that day. So I guess that's what it also means to us. When someone is on fire here in our community, when you see someone who is actively participating, because they're on fire with the Holy Spirit. And during the Pentecost, the disciples went out and started preaching, with great passion. And they were surprised also because as they were preaching, they were talking in foreign tongues. That's why during that day, there were like 3,000 converts to Christianity. So the disciples were emboldened because they were filled with the Holy Spirit. And definitely they were able to do something great. Because, think about it. You know that the Roman Empire was the one who crucified Jesus, right? So can you explain, honestly, in your minds, why would they suddenly switch to Christianity decades later? I mean, they had their own gods. They had their own gods like, Janus, Mercury, basically all the planets, Pluto, Mars, they're all Roman gods. And they each, were like visions of, all those gods were images of power and everything, of grandeur. Why would they switch that to, and switch to a God who just decades earlier they crucified? Someone of humble origin, born in a manger, died with, under their hands. Why would they do that? The Roman Empire, huh? Not just not just the disciples. So that is proof of how great the Holy Spirit was. It was able to bring down the Roman Empire, and they switched their faith to Jesus. So, if the Holy Spirit was able to do that, to bring down a whole empire like Rome, is that Spirit still here to work on us? And the answer is, of course, yes. So, what must we do to have the Spirit in us? For one thing, we must first get this. Remember, our treasure is in heaven and not on earth. Like I said, people are sometimes too focused on, building their bank account, trying to, live in a mansion and stuff like that. Whereas if you think about it, it's really not, what we should invest in. Think about it. I mean, what's the average lifespan? Maybe people live here, so it's good if you live like 80 years. That's a nice full life, right? But 80 years is so small compared to eternity. Would you rather enjoy 80 years and who knows what's going to happen to you in eternity, or the other way around? Because if it's eternity, you're going to be spending an eternity of happiness with Jesus. And I think that's what everybody has to it's a good thing. Why not, right? And it's something that every Christian should strive for. So again, we must focus on what's more important: our life after this earth. So it's up to you to try to establish a relationship with Jesus. But of course, we're here to help you. And please don't pass up this opportunity. And accept Jesus' invitation. Jesus said, "Here I am. I stand before the door and knock. And if someone hears my voice and opens the door, I will eat with him, and he'll eat with me." So he's really inviting. It's up to you, because he's just at the door knocking at your hearts, and it's just up to you to let him in. So we hope we at Symbols for Christ, through this CLP, this Christian Life Program, will allow you a way to establish that relationship with him. And for me, I think that one of the best ways I can explain this is to give you my personal account of how I was before and after I joined. Of course, a lot of people here have different motivations for joining. When I came to America a couple of years ago, of course, I felt that I needed, I was kind of lonely, and I needed to have a community. But of course, wouldn't it be good if I had if I was among people who shared my beliefs? Of course, I wanted to hang out with fellow Christians instead of hanging out with people who would do something else. I mean, I felt it was worthwhile, so I gave it a shot. So I attended CLP just like you are right now, and my life has been good. My outlook on life has changed. I've become, more tolerant about things. I don't freak out the way I used to. And more importantly, I feel that everything I'm doing is important. And because we're helping people, get to know Jesus. We're helping the less fortunate. There's so many activities, and everything is also fun. It's so that's why we're active. That's why all of us here are willing to and happy. We're looking forward to it. It's not like we're sacrificing anything. We really look forward to serving every Saturday to help bringing as many people to have a relationship with Jesus. So we hope you enjoy your experience, and believe me, it's really worth it. There's so much in store. You wouldn't even believe. As you go along, this is going to be like 10 weeks, and there's several modules. You will see that we're pretty much normal people. Yeah. What I mean is, of course, we know how to have fun, because we all have to have balance in our lives, right? We enjoy basketball, photography, watching movies, and all of that. So don't think we're square or anything. But you see, we're a lot of fun. You will prove it in the coming weeks. We hope you spend time with us and get to know us, because you're definitely welcome here. And just take it from me. But of course, you'll understand what I'm saying as the weeks go on. But we hope this is the start of something great. And there's more to see. There's more to see. And we're just happy that you're here. And that's it. God bless you all.